Show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
This program is furnished by Ask the Experts.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome to Ask the Experts radio show, proudly sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law, LLC. Sit back for the next half hour as host Steve-O interviews top experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Steve-O offers such educational topics as community association law, family law, chiropractic care, employment law, healthcare law, and public insurance adjusting. Interviews by top experts in their field. And now, here's your host, Steve-O.
Hey, good evening. This is the Ask the Expert show. We are live, which is amazing because a lot of the shows like this are pre-recorded. But we are live here every Thursday night from 6 to 7, your drive time. And we bring in South Florida's finest experts in their field of health, legal, financial, and home improvement. This is going on our 8th year, so it tells you how popular the show is. We have a new expert this evening, and I am really excited about him, and I just found out, maybe some of you will recognize his voice. We have our expert, Attorney Chad Robinson, who is the voice of the Hurricanes. Pretty impressive. And you know what? He probably told me, and of course, you know, when you're 95 years old like me, you don't think about those things. But Chad, I tell you one of the reasons why we're really excited about your show, because we get so many emails from listeners going, hey, this is hurricane season. You know, how come you don't have, and they would refer to it as a public adjuster, but that you aren't a public adjuster. You are an attorney who takes care of insurance claims. And I got to tell you, you do not want to miss this show. Let me welcome to our show, first time he'll be with us again next month, Chad Robinson. Now listen to this voice. I mean, I was blown away when I heard the voice.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here today.
We are lucky to have you here today. Well, I got to tell you, let's get started. Tell everybody about your background, how you got into insurance claim, and your firm does other areas of law.
Yeah, they do. But the primary focus point is this insurance claim attorney. Now, I just want to address something real quick. Public adjusters and attorneys will work hand in hand, but a public adjuster will handle adjusting the claim on behalf of the homeowner. They serve a wonderful purpose, and of course, if you have damage, you contact a public adjuster. As far as the attorney is concerned, we kind of take it into the litigation phase. There are some attorneys who do actions before litigation, and litigation for everyone who's listening would be just filing a lawsuit. If you hear of a lawsuit that's filed, we all heard about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That's a lawsuit. That's just a different type of lawsuit. So as far as what I do, my office is located in Boca. We also have a satellite office in the Panhandle, and I handle policyholder claims throughout the state of Florida. All 67.
Broward, Palm Beach, Dade.
Sure. Yeah, I'm from here. I was basically born and raised in Boca, so I'm very familiar with South Florida. Had to live through Hurricane Andrew, had to live through Irma and Francine and all of those big time hurricanes that came through. And my focus primarily is getting those homeowners, those business owners who have wrongfully denied claims, who have underpaid claims, and legitimate claims back to where they should be, back to that pre-loss condition, back to their lives beforehand, and making sure that I am doing that in the to my best of my abilities. My wife will tell you that I work too much. She'll tell you that I give out my cell phone number to too many people, but that's just kind of something that I like doing. I like making sure my clients have the opportunity to get in touch with me.
Well, I hate to do this during the show. Freddie, are we televising today? Yes. Okay, I didn't see it on any of the screens at all. Okay, so here's what I love about what you do. Is I had a lawsuit against American Airlines, and they laughed at me. They literally, it's like I'm kind of representing myself. But when I got an attorney, oh my God, they jumped. So you coming in as an attorney up front, I would think that these insurance companies are going to take a lot more notice that you're an attorney versus a public insurance adjuster. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, I think that everyone serves their purpose and everyone plays a team role. I think that there are really good, caring, wonderful public adjusters in Florida and that do a really good job, so that sometimes an attorney is not necessary, which is also an alternative that homeowners and policyholders need to think about. I only want to handle the claims that really need an attorney. And some people don't. Some people don't need an attorney, and I like to point that out as well. Now it's against my best interest, right? But as far as trying to serve the best interest of a future client, that's what I really focus on. Also, as an aside, this screen is very big right in front of us, showing me. It's very weird to see myself talking at the same time. But so I digress. But yeah, it's I have a very altruistic view of what I do, and everything is a very important cog in the wheel, including those public adjusters who serve, the members of the
You're
community.
amazing, bro. You are amazing. You aren't putting anybody down. You're saying everybody has, what they need to do. But I'm going to say this, though. If I'm an insurance company and you're approaching me, I'm going to really be real careful on what I do, because it might go to court. You're the attorney. So they could be facing you in court. And I'm not putting down public adjusters. I agree with you. There is definitely a need for public adjusters. But you as an attorney coming in and we have an attorney who does this with us in Houston. What a market. With all the hurricanes down there. So how long have you been in practice?
I've been practicing since 2008, and I actually started out on the insurance side, representing the insurance companies and getting a feel for what they do and how they do it and why they do what they do. And then I took the eventual leap and switched over to the policyholder side in 2014, and I've been doing that ever since. And my knowledge, there are a lot of attorneys who do what I do who have that defense background, and it's very important. But I don't think that the people who have that defense background were utilized in the same way that I was, that I think provides me a pretty unique perspective. And I was sent to a lot of different places just besides Florida in order to deal with certain insurance matters. And for that reason, I have a different point of view on some different states, and I've carried that over to the policyholder side and am able to help policyholders not just in Florida but other places as well. So, and my office has been in 2014. I switched sides, and the office has been open since 2016. So, we've had a very good run and success as helping South Florida policyholders.
So I'm going to ask you, how much of your practice is devoted to insurance claims?
Almost entirely. It's.
You do some other area. You work in some other areas of law.
Yeah, I do. I do work in some other areas of law. We handle some business matters and some personal injury, but for the most part, and that's only because it's a fall off of the insurance side of. Reading contract, insurance policy is a contract. So
exactly.
I just kind of carried that over and
there's litigation.
Of course. So, the insurance world is something that I didn't know that I liked until I got into it. And then I've really had an opportunity to meet some really wonderful people, work with some really wonderful people, and help some really wonderful people, especially after, dire storms like Hurricane Matthew in 2016, Hurricane Irma, of course, in 2017, and more recently as well with some tornado victims and things like that. And it's really been a very fulfilling experience. Now, of course, we run a business and we have a family business as well. My wife helps out. My paralegal is the wife of my best friend. So we really just try to make sure that everyone knows that they're being properly handled.
The reason why I asked you that was I want to kind of, I don't know if the word is warn my listeners, but I've been doing this for a long time. Folks, what is so good about Attorney Chad Robinson is he just said most of his practice is devoted to claims. There's a lot of attorneys out there that handle mostly PI, and then they do some property damage claims. It is so important that you get an attorney like Chad, and I don't want this to sound like a commercial, but I've been doing this for a long time, someone that devotes most of his practice. Because let me tell you something, you go up against these insurance companies, they are very good at what they do. Their job is to pay you the least amount. Your job is to make sure your client gets what they deserve.
Well, one of the things that I really wanted your listeners to hear about was not just, obviously the sales pitch. Hey, I'm Chad Robinson, come to me. But the more important circumstance that I hear from all my clients is, I've been paying insurance for 35 years. This is my first claim, and then they deny me or they underpay me. And the only answer I have for them is that's how this works. You pay the premium each year, and if you don't make a claim, it's not like an annuity where it adds up at the end of the day and you get to cash in on it. So it's a case-by-case basis. It's a yearly situation, and homeowners have to understand what's in their policy. And that's why it's so critical nowadays, because with the climate that we have in Florida, it's so critical that homeowners, especially now, and we may be transitioning into another subject, but during hurricane season, know your coverage. Know what it is, because what you bought 35 years ago, I guarantee is not in the same policy today.
Wow, and people don't know that.
No, because what happens is that the insurance companies will send a renewal notice, and you'll get mail, and maybe you check your mail, maybe you don't, and it will be, hopefully they have complied with the statute that you have to be notified of the renewal every, I think it's 45 days before the renewal status. Can't remember off the top of my head, but hopefully they've complied. And if you read it, then hopefully you understand it. But if you don't read it, then you don't know. The most popular thing right now is the $10,000 water caps that are being snuck in, for lack of better terms. Where
they do that all the time.
Right. Well, they're not. They're not. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily sneaking it in, but they're not making it overwhelmingly apparent that that's what's happening. And then these people are these poor people are understanding that they've paid for insurance over the years, and then when they make a claim for a water leak, for example, they're limited to $10,000, and they don't understand why, even though they agreed to it.
Wow. I got to tell you, this is going to be the fastest 30-minute show I've ever done. We got to go to break. We are here with Chad Robinson, Attorney Chad Robinson. Give everybody your phone number.
Absolutely. So the best phone number is 786-519-2423. It's a Miami number with a Boca office, but the easiest way to remember is 2423 is Chad.
No kid. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And your website?
So the website is chadrobinson.com, and I do have a moniker. It's your damage lawyer, but just call me Chad. That's what I prefer.
Let's go to break. When we come back, we have more with Attorney Chad Robinson.
Do you have a property damage claim that's reached a dead end with your insurance company? Has your business suffered and your insurance won't pay? The right attorney to handle your claim is attorney Chad J. Robinson, Esquire, who will help you get the money you deserve. Attorney Chad J. Robinson, your damage lawyer, has the professional experience and wealth of resources needed to deal with your home or business insurance or commercial insurance claims. No matter how small or large the amount of loss or damage may be, reach out to the experienced attorney, Chad Robinson, to find out how he can provide legal assistance to help you recover and get your life back on track. Your damage lawyer has years of experience dealing with insurance companies in Florida and throughout the country. Your damage lawyer is a law firm that is devoted to both corporate and individual policyholders in the state of Florida. Our goal is to make sure that these policyholders have the best possible representation on their side when dealing with their insurance company. When you need a personal injury lawyer, an insurance lawyer, or a business lawyer, you need Chad J. Robinson, PLLC. Contact his law firm by calling 561-564-0233 and schedule a free legal consultation. They are here for you.
We are back now with more of the Ask the Experts radio show, proudly sponsored by board-certified family law attorney Tina Lewert of Lewert Law LLC, covering South Florida.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert show. We are on every Thursday night from 6 to 7, your drive time, with South Florida's greatest, I better not say this word because I might get in trouble, but some of the greatest attorneys, doctors. See, I left the E word out. We're here talking about, and he knows what I'm talking about, some strange rules, laws sometimes. But that's okay. They're there to protect you. You know, this is hurricane season. God, we've had more rain. It has been incredible. And there's people out there filing a claim for the first time. And you're seeing that you're not happy with what the insurance company wants to do. So this is what Chad Robinson does. And this guy is a fighter. Again, this is not a commercial. He knows what he's doing. And I just got to tell you, because I tried to handle this one time myself, and I left so much money on the table trying to handle this myself. Don't do this, because I'm going to tell you something, and we'll get into this when you walk into Chad's office, you don't have to write him a check. Is that correct? You work kind of on a contingency basis.
Yeah, we do work on a contingency fee basis. We don't get paid unless you do. And what's even
but you do the legwork though.
We do. we work our butts off. And one of the things that I always like to point out, and that many people don't know, is that there's a precious statute that is challenged by the insurance industry each year, and it's called the Attorney Fee Statute, for lack of better terms. Mm-hmm. And what it does is it allows a homeowner, a policyholder in general, to recover their reasonable fees incurred as a result of winning the case against the insurance company. Now, why is that important? The reason why that's important is because it creates risk that is not there in other states. For example, North Carolina doesn't have an attorney fee statute. You challenge them, they'll take you all the way to court. I mean, they'll take you all the way to the finish line, the trial. There's no consideration. If you have a $10,000 claim, what do they care? It's $10,000. Right. However, in the state of Florida, the Florida legislature many years ago said, how can we even out the risk between these behemoth companies and the Floridians? And they did that by creating this statute. And the statute is really precious to the consumers and protects the consumers. I can't emphasize how much it protects the consumers against the insurance companies. Now,
they weren't protected before.
Well, they aren't protected in other states. I mean,
but not in Florida, though.
No, not in Florida.
Until this new statute.
Well, no, this is not a new statute. But what happens is every single year, the insurance industry tries to take bits and pieces of it away, and you know, there's good people on both sides, right? and I'm not trying to turn this into a political show, but I can't emphasize enough how precious this attorney fee statute is to make sure that the consumers are protected in a possible litigation.
Okay. See, this is why you need an attorney to handle this for you. Tell me about some of the kind of cases that you've handled.
So not only do we handle kind of homeowner property cases or business property cases, but I've done planes and boats. Anything that is covered by insurance, I can handle. I've done some long-term disability type of stuff. It's a very small niche
Right.
of the law, so I don't usually like to touch upon it. But any type of property damage is something that.
Water damage,
Oh yeah, of course.
fire and smoke.
Water, fire, hail, hurricane, tornado, pipe
What
leaks.
Okay.
What did I say? Smoke, fire, water, anything that damages a property is
What about if
something-
it's a break-in?
vandalism and theft. Those are very interesting ones. About 10 years ago, the popular thing was for commercial properties, they had these like huge rolls of copper wire for electricity and air conditionings, and those are very valuable if they melt down. So what people were doing is they would vandalize the building. Well, first they would break and enter, which is a theft, and then they would vandalize. And in the policy, theft and vandalism are usually handled differently. So you have a theft and you have a vandalism. So which one causes which? And they would take all the copper wire, and then the question was, well, what part's covered? Is the theft covered? Is the vandalism covered? Are both covered? Do you have a theft exclusion? So there's many different facets of the policy where a policy holder is not going to be able to understand. This is something that I devote my life to,
Right.
and I read thousands of these policies over the course of my career. When I was a kid, I never wanted to read, and now that's all I do. So it's very important to get those claims professional. You can obviously contact me, but get a claim professional, especially during hurricane season, to go back to your point, that is going to be able to tell you what's going to be covered, what's not, what do you have to look out for.
There's a lot of insurance companies have gone under that do home insurance. How many insurance companies are left in Florida?
I think there's 20, if I remember. So this is obviously a hot topic in the news, and the fact is that we have something in Florida called Florida Insurance Guarantee Association, and it's commonly known as FIGA.
Okay.
And many other states have it. Louisiana has one, and what it does is after an insurance company goes down, they will take over the claims. They will pay it out. They have a policy limit, I think, of $250,000. So policy holders are not going to be without any type of ability to bring about their claim and have their claim paid, denied, litigated, things of that nature. But what's really important historically is that this happens cyclically in Florida. If we look on a historical type of analysis, and I know that this is really fun for the listeners, just glazing over as they're driving, but
Right.
but really what we all have to remember is that after Wilma and Katrina, there were a bunch of insurance companies that went down,
I'm sure.
and a bunch of insurance companies that exited, and then insurance companies came back as there was about a 10-year gap between Irma and Katrina and Wilma in Florida. The insurance companies came back. There were buyouts of citizen policies, creating new companies, and I think there's 2 or 3 new companies that have come into our market. So there's Slide, who just came in, Kin Insurance just came in. So it's not all doom and gloom as far as some of the people in the media want to paint it, but obviously it's something that is concerning. But I think that there's more reasons than we can count in a half-hour show.
Well, speaking of a half-hour show, we are at the end of the show. Chad will be back with us next month to do another show with us for Ask the Experts. Again, what is your phone number?
So the main phone number is 786-519-2423.
Okay. And like I said, Chad will be back with us again next month. We're going to go to break now. When we come back, we are doing another show with another attorney that I got to tell you, if you have one of these, God, I just lost my thought, where you have a vacation home for a week or so, and now you got to get out of your policy. You will love this next show. We're going to go to break. Thanks again, Attorney Chad Robinson. We'll see you next month.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a property damage claim that's reached a dead end with your insurance company? Has your business suffered and your insurance won't pay? The right attorney to handle your claim is Attorney Chad J. Robinson, Esquire, who will help you get the money you deserve. Attorney Chad J. Robinson, your damage lawyer, has the professional experience and wealth of resources needed to deal with your home or business insurance or commercial insurance claims. No matter how small or large the amount of loss or damage may be, reach out to the experienced attorney, Chad Robinson, to find out how he can provide legal assistance to help you recover and get your life back on track. Your damage lawyer has years of experience dealing with insurance companies in Florida and throughout the country. Your damage lawyer is a law firm that is devoted to both corporate and individual policyholders in the state of Florida. Our goal is to make sure that these policyholders have the best possible representation on their side when dealing with their insurance company. When you need a personal injury lawyer, an